We are glad to welcome you to our channel. Kindly subscribe to our channel and share our videos with your friends and relations. And click on the bell icon for instant notification whenever new videos are uploaded on this channel. Rest assured that we are going to have a very exciting and inspiring discussion. Let's dive into the lesson right away. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's lesson on the easiest way to learn parts of speech. Understanding parts of speech is crucial for mastering English grammar. It provides the foundation for constructing meaningful sentences and communicating effectively. So let's dive right in and explore the fascinating world of parts of speech. First, let's look at why learning parts of speech is important. Before we begin, let's understand why learning parts of speech is really important. Why is it important? Now, first, think of parts of speech as the building blocks of sentences. Just as a construction worker needs bricks, cement, and steel to build a sturdy structure, we need parts of speech to construct clear and meaningful sentences in English. Learning parts of speech helps us understand how words function in a sentence and how they relate to one another. It enables us to identify the role of each word and be able to decipher the intended meaning. That's exactly how it works. So let's explore each part of speech and see how they work in action, beginning with the first one, which is the noun. Nouns are words that name people, places, things, or ideas. Okay, that is what a noun is really about. They are words that name people, places, things, or ideas. Examples include the following: Mark, a person, all right. Benin, an example of a place. Car is an example of thing, and love is an example of idea. All right. The name you give to a person, a place, a thing, or an idea is a noun. Now let's look at how you can use a noun in a sentence. Mark drove his car to Benin because he loves traveling. See, Mark drove his car to Benin because he loves traveling. Now, the noun here is Mark. Okay, Mark, that's the name of a person. Now, moving on, let's look at the next part of speech, which is number 2, which is pronouns. Okay, pronouns are words used in place of nouns to avoid repetition. Examples include the following: he, she, it, they. Then in a sentence, we can use she as follows. She said he could borrow her book, but it must be returned to them by tomorrow. Now, let's assume that we are talking about Mary, and then we have already mentioned Mary, and we want to say more things about her. We don't have to keep repeating the name Mary said, Mary did this. So we replace Mary with she. She said he could borrow her book, but it must be returned to them by tomorrow. Okay, so That's how pronouns can be used to replace nouns in a sentence to avoid repetition. Now, moving on, let's look at the third one, which is verbs. Verbs are action words that describe what someone or something does. Let's look at some examples. Run, sing, eat, write. Now, let's look at how we can use run in a sentence. Sarah runs every morning, sings beautifully, eats healthy food, and writes inspiring stories. So take note of the words uh, runs, sings, eats, writes. These are all verbs. All right. Moving forward, we are going to look at number 4, which is adjectives. What exactly are adjectives? Adjectives are words that describe or modify nouns. Let's look at some examples. Beautiful, tall, delicious, creative. In a sentence, we can use the word beautiful and we can use other adjectives such as delicious and so on. Tall. Let's try to use all these adjectives. She saw a beautiful sunset, stood next to a tall building, ate a delicious cake, and admired his creative artwork. So you can see how we have been able to actually use each of these adjectives in a sentence. Now let's move on. The next one, which is number 5, is adverbs. What are adverbs? Adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs, providing information on how, when, where, or to what extent. You know, let's look at some examples quickly. Always, here, very. In a sentence, let's use these adverbs. He quickly finished his work, always arrives on time, looked around here and there, and felt very happy. Well, let's correct some deviation in terms of the tense here. So the second verb here should not be arrived since we are talking about the past tense. So this is a typo here. He quickly finished his work, always arrived on time, looked around here and there, and felt very happy. All right. So those are adverbs. They tell us, how or when or how often something is done or something happens. And this brings us to number 6, which is prepositions. Prepositions show relationships between words in a sentence, indicating location, time, direction, and more. Let's look at examples. Okay. Some examples of prepositions include in, on, at, and through. Let's look at examples in a sentence. The cat jumped in the box, sat on the table, arrived at the station, and ran through the park. Okay, so you can see prepositions in the sentence include in, the cat jumped in the box. Then on sat on the table. At arrived at the station through and ran through the park. Okay. Number 7, let's look at conjunctions. Conjunctions connect words, phrases, or clauses. Examples: and. Okay. Let's look at some examples: and, but, or, so. Let's use them in a sentence. She likes both coffee and tea, wants to study, but always plays, can go now or later, and works hard so she can succeed. So we just want to show exactly how you can use conjunctions in connecting words, phrases, or clauses. Okay. Well, I have a video on how to use various types of conjunctions. You have coordinating conjunctions, you have subordinating conjunctions, and you have correlative conjunctions. So you can look for the video on this channel and you'll be able to gain more insight into various types of conjunctions and how to use them. This brings us to the last but not the least of the parts of speech, and that is interjections. What exactly are interjections? Interjections are words that express strong emotions or brief exclamations. Let's look at examples. Wow, oh, ouch, bravo. Now let's use them in a sentence. Wow, that was an amazing performance. Oh, I forgot my keys at home. Ouch, that hurt. Bravo, you did a fantastic job. You see, so you use interjections to express very powerful feelings or emotions, okay? Now let's sum up, all right? So now understanding these parts of speech allows us to analyze and construct sentences with ease. By recognizing the role of each word, we can form grammatically correct and meaningful sentences. Now, let's recap the importance of learning parts of speech. Okay. 1, it provides us with the tools to understand how words function in a sentence, enabling effective communication and comprehension. By mastering parts of speech, we can express ourselves more precisely, write coherently, and comprehend written and spoken English more easily. Okay, so those are the reasons why learning parts of speech is really important. So as you continue your journey in mastering English grammar, remember the power of parts of speech. They are the keys to constructing well-formed sentences and expressing yourself accurately. Thank you for joining me in today's lesson on the easiest way to learn parts of speech. Keep practicing, and soon you will be a master of English grammar. Happy learning. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, kindly leave them in the comments section below. Many thanks for watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important. If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always